Okay. Hi everyone. All right. So I'm going to do Candice Owen, who you know who she is by now, and an American activist, so-called activist, I should say, Patrisse Cullors. So that's where am I? That's Patrisse, and that is Candice. And the picture that is there is White Lives Matter, is Kanye West and Candice Owen. Um, because of what has actually happened, and you should have already heard about it. I just didn't get around to it. But it has blown up even more. So, Patrisse, and we're doing this elementally, okay? So, that is how I explain it to everybody. All right, so Patrisse Cullors, but Cull, not Co. This is what she is. So she is an earth element who sits on wood. Wood is power. So, and it's the peak of power. So that's what this woman, it puts a lot of pressure on her elementally, and it is not favorable for her. So whatever powerful position she has, you know that in 3 or in 6, whether it's years or months, it's taken away. All right. And it's taken away because you know how when I say when you have such a chart that has this power, you can be Hitler or Gandhi. So she may have started out as Gandhi, but yeah, turned into something else. Maybe not even Hitler, but yeah. Okay. So that is the Yin Earth that she is. Now, Candice is also Yin Earth, but she sits on another earth, which is the goat. So she sits on the wood, the rabbit, pressure, power. She sits on self, friends, family, colleagues, people like herself. Okay. So this rabbit, when you know anything startles it or doesn't go to plan, you know, think of the rabbit. I'm describing the rabbit for next year as Alice in Wonderland. Yeah. And always anxious, doing, yeah, not right there. And then goes down a hole to get away from wherever they've got to get away. Whereas Candice is the goat. And that goat, how many times have you seen goats climbing damn walls to get to the other side to see what else they can do, what else is possible, that kind of thing. Okay. It's kind of like, you know, when you wake up in the morning, you just think, what can I do today? Well, that's what I do anyway. All right. So both are the same elements, which is caring, nurturing, nourishing, accommodating. It's just one sits on power, one sits on people, herself and people like her. So Candice has just done a documentary, and it's on the greatest lie ever told. And the greatest lie ever told was the BLM movement. The BLM movement that has Patrisse, and a lot of people are saying that, you know, that she collected 90 million. Add another zero because that's what the IRS will tell us later. Once they, yeah, no taxes filed, no nothing. So BLM as in Black Lives Matter, now stands for Buying Lavish Mansions. Well, that's what Patrisse did. Now, yeah, I did write it right. Yes. Okay. So she is in a time span, 10 years cycle. Remember that everyone goes through 10 years. She's in 10 years of water on top and earth on the bottom. Water on top, water is for both of them. This is why I wanted to do the two together, because I don't have to do they're the same element, but just to show you how one person works and another works, and they should actually both be the Mother Teresa type of things. Yeah. So the water here is money for this earth, and the earth is people like her. So the money on top means that this money that is tsunami money, not dribble money, okay? The dog there is, what does a dog do? He makes a hole, digs for the bone. So this money is actually stored, buried. Nobody gets to see it. We only see that, yes, we got a lot of money with this Black Lives Movement, and then no one sees what she's done with it. And she's quite comfortable to do what she's done with it because the rabbit and the dog have this harmony. For Candice, she's in 32 to 42. So this is 36 to 46. This started in 2019. So the shit began in 2019 for her. At 32 for Candice, which is only last year, 2021. So that stirred her up because 2021 is actually a ox year. So there were things, ox is also earth, so things like about her, people around her, and she discovered that this was all a lie, and that's why she started the documentary. So this is what we call, when the ox comes to the goat, we call it a clash, but in this particular case, it came to her. The info came to her. It's like it landed in the palms of her hand and she had to know more. Okay. 32 to 42, she also came into the yang water, which is also ka-ching, ka-ching, ka-ching. Except what she did with that is she spoke. So this is the metal. Earth produces. Earth says, Earth's talents, Earth's skills, all of that. So that's what she did with that. And it's on a travel star, which means what she spoke about money-wise, and it means money comes to her too. And this is tsunami money as well. But she opens her mouth at 32. She's opened her mouth before, because before 32, she was also in metal as well. And she was speaking and the metal was on top. But now the metal is on the bottom, which means that when she speaks, she's researching now, not just speaks. So there's a lot of research. So we will see her do more on, the greatest lie ever told, not just BLM, other things. Maybe the election, the American election. Just an idea. All right. So then 2020 is the point where the shit hit the fan here. Because for Patrisse, she sits on a rabbit. And 2020 is metal on top. So what she says, does, makes, starts, produces that. Anything she did, right, in 2020 is going to bite her, and it becomes a penalty because this is a rat. The rat and the rabbit are a penalty. So in the 3, which actually ends up being next year, she may actually be in jail next year. If not in jail, she'll be incarcerated somehow. And if not, this is kind of a penalty that, how do I put it? She will be with people like her. So people like her that wanted the power and cannot. So all I can think of is jail, right? They wanted what they wanted, didn't work. Okay. Now, 2022, why is this happening like that and it's in your face all of a sudden? Well, what actually 2022 brings is money. And what happens with this money? So this is on a world scale. The whole world, I've said this in my posts, other posts and workshops, what the year is about. The year is about what the world does with this water. So for Earth people, it's money, elementally. And this is the day you're born, not the month, not the year, not the hour, guys. Okay, it is the day you're born. That's your constitutional energy of the day that you are actually born. Okay, So with this, for both of these guys, it is money. It is big money, and they're already in 10 years of big money at the same time. And the thing here is that water and wood is actually favorable for Candice. Okay. Metal, water, and wood are favorable. Metal, water, wood are favorable for her. For Patrisse, and earth is actually favorable too, because I didn't put her whole chart up, but Candice has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 ticks in earth. Okay, 5 ticks. That's how caring she is. The doctor, the nurse, the social worker, the blah blah, the church, the fundraiser, the soup kitchen, all of anything that is one bit of care, she is that. Okay. And she's the kind of person that will have 10 things on the boil. She sits on a goat, she can do anything, anything. Whereas the rabbit here, when it push comes to shove, down the rabbit hole. And that's kind of what next year is about. When somebody is challenged, down the rabbit hole. Okay. Alice in Wonderland, which was about drugs, really, wasn't it? Anyway, so 2022, which is this year, is money for both of them and power. But the thing here is this power, elementally, when you're looking at this kind of power, it's, how am I going to put it? It's changing power. So this tiger comes to this monkey and it brings her bigger power. The power that it brings her is fierce. And the power that it brings her is like that tiger, and she's just going to pounce. So God help anybody in that way. Now, with this, with the rest of Patrisse's chart, she actually, there's the dog in her cycle, and she has the horse as well in the month she's born with the tiger. So there's 3 animals: dog, horse, tiger. Those 3 make what we call fire. And she's supposed to do something better with that, but she hasn't. So that fire is not favorable for her. So then this fire pushes this earth, and this earth says the wrong thing. And there is when Candice actually went to one of the mansions, and so she's posting on her Twitter or whatever it is that she's trying to come in, and I'm so scared, and blah 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 blah. Yeah, it's like that. And then later on she changes what she says, and now she's disappeared. She's cut off all her social media, blah, 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 blah. Yeah. And she said that she is now receiving treatment for post-traumatic stress disorder. I guess when you have about 900 million, you may have a bit of stress on how to spend it. So the money that was supposed to go to victims, people, it didn't. Okay. So for Candice, because she has that much earth in her chart, we call that follow the trend. So follow the trend then means that she will go where she needs to go. Where is the peak of what she can talk about? And they're both women of color. And that means she will do whoever, if you've done the wrong thing, and that's it, she's going to actually do it. All right. So the other thing is this woman, Patrisse, actually has a partner who they both, what's the word for it? They identify as queer. Now, not queer as in, we know queer. They're gone a bit more past that. You Google that yourself. There is another person called Alicia Garza and another person called Opal Tometi. So Alicia Garza, yeah, next year you are in so much trouble. Actually, it started for you last month. So it started for you last month, and now you're going to cop it as well, because there's 4 of them, her partner, Patrisse's partner, and 2 other women who are co-founders. So Alicia Garza and Opal Tometi. Again, all of you guys, Opal, it's third party this year and then a penalty next year. So third party means a third party, somebody else got you into this shit. And Alicia Garza, penalty means slap in the face. So they're all getting the slap in the face and they're all getting it at different times from their own charts, that sort of thing. Okay. What else did I need to say? I've got money, power, Sometimes I remember after I've switched it off. All right. I think that is actually it. Yeah. Yeah. The other thing is when with this monkey and this tiger, Candice is born in a year that has a snake. So those three also cause a fire penalty, but fire is favorable for her. Fire is not. So that's the difference when you have two people that are the same element, years apart, etc. Actually, they're only 5 years apart, I think, something like that. So years apart, and then this is kind of what happens. So everybody that has donated, we got locked down here in Victoria, and we got locked down, not allowed to do marches, but we were allowed to do Black Lives Matter marches. Yeah, I had been to enough marches before that. I didn't want to go anymore. I had to run. We had to run from bullets, rubber bullets. Anyway, so the T-shirts that Candice and Kanye is wearing is White Lives Matter, and that was the kickstart to it. So you should actually Google him as well as Candice. The greatest lie ever told is Candice, and Kanye. Kanye talks to Tucker Carlson. All right, so there's a 3 or 4 part. I actually posted on Facebook page one of the parts and just told you to go and look for the rest. So he's supposed to be a nutso, or he's portrayed as a nutso. My children love him. So I trust a child's decision in, their music, etc. So his music talks to them in that sense. All right. I'm glad his music talks to them and not a 12-year-old talks to them about climate change. All right. I hope you enjoy that. And Candice, keep going, mate. I remember one of it wasn't my kids, but it was one of their friends who said Candice also spoke up about, is it called MAC? It's a makeup thing, and it gave her cystic pimples or something like that, and it was a liquid that they used, and then she researched the crap out of it and said this is blah 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 blah. So there you go. She researches more than me, if that's possible. All right, have a great day.